If you've been manifesting something for a while and it suddenly feels like nothing is happening anymore, this video is for you. Maybe at first you felt motivated, hopeful, aligned, excited, connected to your vision, but now everything feels slow. You're doing the affirmations, you're journaling, you're visualizing, you're trying to stay positive, but instead of movement, it feels like you've hit a wall. And honestly, this is one of the most frustrating parts of manifestation that nobody talks about, the plateau phase. That in-between stage where nothing seems to change, your manifestations feel delayed. You question yourself, and you wonder if any of this is even working. So today we're going to talk about what the plateau phase actually is, why it happens, why it doesn't mean you're failing, and how resistance and nervous system patterns play into manifestation, and what to do when your manifestations feel stuck. And at the end, I'll give you practical action steps to help you move through this phase without spiraling. So get comfortable, take a breath, and let's get into it. Okay. The plateau phase is the period where your external reality appears unchanged, even though internal shifts are happening. It's the nothing is happening stage. And honestly, this stage can feel emotionally exhausting because humans naturally look for evidence. We want proof, movement, validation, signs. We think, why hasn't anything changed yet? Am I doing something wrong? Maybe manifestation isn't real. Maybe I'm blocked. Maybe I ruined it. But manifestation often involves invisible phases before viable results. Think about planting seeds underground. For a while, it looks like nothing is happening. But under the surface, roots are forming, systems are developing, foundations are being built. Growth is happening before visibility happens. And emotional growth works like sometimes your external reality takes time to catch up to your internal shifts. One reason manifestation can feel stuck is because of your nervous system and identity are adjusting to the new reality. This is important. A lot of people think manifestation is just think positive thoughts and receive instantly. But real transformation often requires identity change. For example, manifesting confidence requires becoming someone who feels worthy. Manifesting healthy love requires emotional safety and boundaries. Manifesting abundance may require changing some deep scarcity beliefs. Identity shifts can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes the plateau phase is actually your subconscious mind adjusting to new beliefs, new standards, new behaviors, and new emotional patterns. That adjustment period can feel slow, but slow does not mean stagnant. One reason people think nothing is happening is because they're only looking for huge visible changes. But manifestations often begin subtly. For example, you start reacting differently. Your self-concept improves. Opportunities slowly appear. Unhealthy patterns become more obvious. Certain relationships fade. New ideas emerge. Your confidence grows quietly, or your intuition becomes stronger. Those shifts matter. But because they aren't dramatic enough, people dismiss them. Sometimes manifestation begins internally before it becomes externally obvious. And honestly, internal shifts are often the foundation for lasting external change. When manifestations feel delayed, people often respond by gripping tighter. More affirmations, more obsession, more checking, more overthinking, more desperation. But constantly monitoring your manifestation can actually create resistance, because underneath that behavior is usually fear. Fear that it won't happen, fear that you're not enough, fear that time is running out. Manifestation works best when intention is balanced with trust, not obsession. You do not need to emotionally chase your manifestations every second for them to exist. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop forcing, stop spiraling, and reconnect with your actual life, because desperation creates emotional contraction, and contraction makes it harder to feel safe receiving. I think this is something manifestation communities don't talk about enough. Your nervous system plays a huge role in what feels emotionally safe for you to receive. For example, if chaos feels familiar, peace may initially feel uncomfortable. If rejection feels familiar, healthy love may feel unfamiliar. If struggles feels normal, ease may feel suspicious. This does not mean you are doomed. It simply means healing and manifestation often overlap. Your nervous system may need time to learn safety, trust, stability, rest, abundance, and emotional security. And that process is not always instant. That's why forcing high vibes while ignoring emotional regulation often creates burnout. True manifestation isn't about pretending you never struggle. It's about slowly becoming someone who feels safer receiving what they desire. This part's important. Sometimes periods of stillness are preparation phases. You may not see immediate movement because lessons are unfolding, habits are shifting, clarity is developing, emotional healing is happening, or opportunities are aligning gradually. Not every meaningful transformation happens quickly, and honestly, some manifestations arriving too early would overwhelm the version of you used to be. Growth creates capacity. Think about this. If your manifestation arrived tomorrow, would your current habits, mindset, boundaries, and emotional patterns support it long term? Sometimes the plateau phase is helping you become someone who can sustain what you're asking for, not just receiving it temporarily. Social media makes manifestation plateaus feel even more discouraging because online it seems like everyone else is constantly attracting money, finding love, glowing up, succeeding instantly, or having breakthroughs every week. But you are seeing curated moments, not the full emotional reality behind them. People rarely post the self-doubt, the slow progress, the emotional setbacks, failed attempts, healing struggles, or the long invisible periods before breakthroughs. Please do not measure your worth based on someone else's highlight reel. Your journey deserves patience too. Some people unconsciously believe they need to work hard enough emotionally before they deserve their desires. So they turn manifestation into constant self-monitoring, perfectionism, emotional pressure, and spiritual burnout. But you do not need to exhaust yourself to be worthy of receiving. You are allowed to rest, enjoy your life, have fun, disconnect, and live in the present while manifesting. Manifesting should support your life, not consume it. The phase becomes more easier when you stop making happiness dependent on immediate external proof. A lot of people misunderstand detachment. Detachment is not, I don't care anymore. It's, I trust myself enough not to obsess constantly. It means releasing desperation, allowing uncertainty, and staying connected to your life outside of your manifestation. Because when your emotional state depends entirely on whether your manifestation appears immediately, you create emotional instability. Detached trust creates peace, and peace helps you stay grounded during the slow season. One of the saddest things about manifestation burnout is that people stop living their lives while waiting for something to happen. They postpone joy, peace, happiness. They think, I'll finally relax when it manifests. I'll finally feel worthy when it happens. I'll finally enjoy life after I receive it. But your life is happening now. Please do not abandon your present moment while chasing a future version of happiness. Go outside, see your friends, create memories, laugh, rest, explore hobbies, enjoy the small moments. You deserve to experience life even while things are still unfolding. I want you to remember this. Slow progress is still progress. Invisible growth is still growth. And just because you cannot see movement yet, does not mean nothing is happening. Some transformations happen quietly first. You are not failing because your manifestation hasn't arrived instantly. You're not behind. You're not blocked forever. And you do not need to panic. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is continue forward gently instead of trust the version of you that decided to begin. Okay, that was quite heavy. Here are some action steps if you feel stuck in your manifestation phase. Stop looking for constant evidence. Take a break from obsessively checking for signs or validation. Trust grows when you stop monitoring every second. Focus on internal shifts. Ask yourself, how have I changed emotionally? What patterns am I becoming aware of? What beliefs are improving? Internal progress matters too. Regulate your nervous system. Focus on feeling safe, grounded, and supported. This could be walking, meditation, journaling, deep breathing, resting, therapy, stretching, reducing overstimulation. Manifestation feels easier when your body feels safer. Reconnect with your actual life. Do not let manifestation become your entire identity. Create joy now, not only after your desire arrives. Practice detached trust. Repeat, I do not need to force everything to unfold. Let manifestation feel supportive instead of emotionally exhausting. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.